everybody. Thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I am Deplorable Knitter. This lovely lady is Ann Pinkova. Thanks for joining us so late at night.
Very late at night.
Well, maybe not for you guys, but it's almost my bedtime here, so.
Yep.
But hey, thanks for joining us. Before we get into all of our nonsense and talking, we are sponsored by Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. I am sitting over here where I have no yarn, but we love her, and it's all very pretty. Oh, there's some. Hey!
The Jake and Elwood yarn, which
nice.
I believe we've observed before that it does look purpley in dark lighting, which is fantastic. But it's very navy normally. But it's on that line. It's on that line. It's just really great. The code for the month of September is eBluebird, and I did see the preview of the Bluebird yarn she was dyeing up because she does a bird of the month, and it was beautiful. So definitely check out her website, chickenladyfiberarts.com. Again, the code is eBluebird20 PIK for 20% off your order, and please do that. Check it out. Made in the USA, very important.
Yep.
By non-communists.
I mean, if she is a communist, she's hiding it really well, so
yeah,
she's probably fine.
I'm half expecting Lynn to be like, hey, I am not a communist. I disavow.
No, I am just kidding. Of course she is not. I'm just, look, all right, I was just telling Ann before we went live, I've had a long weekend. Not that I don't love you all, not that I don't love to be here. We had our first day of co-op. I went straight from co-op to camping. We just got home this afternoon. It is what it is. I don't know anything. I want to go to sleep, but I'm here with you guys, so it's super duper.
Hey.
And I love being with Ann.
Well, thanks. I love being with you too. And the lovely people of the chat also. Thanks for showing up, guys.
I mean, as Amy said, there ain't no party like a late night PIK party. So, and Tara's here, and some other friends. I saw Liz and actually, I just remembered while I was camping, I did knit some. I didn't finish anything, but I have to go get my knitting if I can remember where I unpacked it. So, what have you been working on?
I have been working on a couple of things. The other thing, I would also pause my camera to go get because
I'm coming right back.
It's all right. It's great.
So here, all right, I'm back. So now you can go away, and it's like, you know.
Tag team.
I like it that yours is a picture of you and mine is that cat that is totally messed up.
Of me with my long hair still.
Yeah, that's okay. So do you want to show yourself first, or shall I start?
You go ahead first.
I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe not. Maybe not. It was a false alarm. So this is a hat that I've been working on because if you guys don't remember, we are doing a knit along for Let Them Live. We started it on the 1st, and we're doing it all September. At the end of the month, we're having a big old shindig. Going to be a lot of fun. Block out your Saturday night on what, 28th?
On the 28th. Also, I mean, part of my knitting is a part of that shindig. So we can announce the shindig if you want to.
Yeah. Are we going to tell them the whole deal? I mean, we can. But part of my knitting is because it's for Amy. This is a little hat. I'm designing it, and I'm also been knitting it, and it's got little cables, and this isn't, I don't know, maybe it'll be a baby size. I think it's more like a 1-year-old size. You know how it is when you're designing. It kind of turns out whatever size it is until you're through to the end and you can kind of do the math. But yeah, so this is the 3rd iteration of this. See, this is the difference between me and Ann, though. Ann would finish her other hats. Me, I get partway through, I realize they're wrong, and I just stop, and I get new needles and new yarn and start it again. And I may or may not finish those other ones. They may or may not be on those needles for the next 6 years. It's hard to say. But I did.
Not that I have enough of my own projects art, on an eagle through thick
Yeah.
Sorry.
And Amy said, amazing donations so far on Instagram on a whim because we were mostly just doing knitting donations. I threw up a $500 fundraiser for Let Them Live, and we made the goal in like 5 days. So
Which
you guys are awesome. Thank you for contributing, because I just put that up thinking, oh, maybe some people won't have time to knit, and so they'll want to support in another way. And then we made the goal super fast, and so thank you for doing that very much. It was awesome.
Thank you to everyone who donated.
Yes. Are you talking about Let Them Live, or shall I show you my other project real quick?
I can talk about Let Them Live if you want me to.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were working on something for it too, and the rest of the shindig.
Wow.
Right. Let's talk about it.
I was working on a thing for the shindig, so I'm gonna announce the shindig. Everyone's gonna know about the shindig. All right, so we are doing on September 28th, we're going to do a live stream competition on stream, though you may play along at home if you so desire. We are doing what is called the half blanket handicap. Okay, so, and DK's just giggling because she's like, what is this nonsense? Oh,
no, I know this nonsense, and it's just, lately, most of my knitting projects are things that Anne has compelled me to knit. Not that I don't want to support Let Them Live, but this is just another one of those things where it's like, hey, I've got this idea, so therefore you're going to do it. And I'm like, super. Sign me up.
I'm so sorry.
You're not sorry, though, and it's fine. This is going to be cool.
I'm sorry for roping everyone else into my shenanigans, and I'm so grateful that y'all want to mess with whatever I have going on in my head. But
it's a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So the half blanket handicap, very simple. By very simple, okay, so we're going to have 3 teams of 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to knit a corner-to-corner blanket in bulky yarn. And it's the half blanket because you're making the blanket between the 2 people. Okay, we're going to spaghetti's kiss in the middle here. That if one person knits 40% and the other person knits 60%, then you're done together. You're finished. So, and that is so we've doled it out using our stitches in a minute times so that we're pairing the faster knitters with the slower knitters and having it so it about equals the same amount of times that everyone has. So handicap wise, we are all roughly the same speed as our teams are determined. So yeah, it's going to be fun. All super chats during that.
It's going to be a blast.
Go to Let Them Live, and you can all show up and root us on, and distract us as we go, and it's going to be a good time.
So Anne and I are going to be there. We are not a team, although we are married, but we didn't qualify as a team. But we're going to have other guests. We're going to have guest hosts, or is that what we're going to? Are they MCs, whatever?
I guess so, because we're playing the game. The people who we have guest hosting. Shall we announce?
It's up to you.
Sure. Okay. Sorry. This is what happens when we don't talk about this beforehand. So teams.
Sorry.
Teams are DK and Amy of Two Sisters and Some Yarn. I will be with Liz Clothier, and Tabitha and Neil will make a team. So that'll be hilarious.
And the stitch counts all added up to like 97, 99. Like everybody's like very close to being in the same range, which is how the teams worked out. So it's gonna be fun, I hope.
Oh, I'm very curious because we have stitches in a minute. So it's like, what's going to be the difference between sprinting time of our knitting to long-term marathon knitting that fast? Yeah, so I did
my shenanigan yarn will be here on Tuesday. I'm glad you're fast.
Right. Liz is ready. But yeah, so what we're doing, it's a corner to corner blanket, starting with 3, going to 100, and then from 100 back down to 3. So I did this in 2 hours, 40 minutes. So we'll see how.
So we're hoping the live stream goes super long. Like, I got stuff to do. It's nighttime.
Yep.
But it's gonna go at 3 to 4 hours most likely is my guess, right? Like, with the nonsense and the whatever.
Yep.
And needs to be a bathroom break. It's hard to say.
Okay. You gotta go. Pit stop. Just goes silent.
5-minute team timeout.
We'll get some elevator.
The guest host.
Yes, but our guest host, should everything go well, is the lovely Caro Brown and also Epic Mike. So that will be a lot of fun.
It is going to be fun. We're going to see how this goes. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants, so hopefully it turns out fabulous. If not, we're not going to do another half blanket challenge. I mean, it's just what it is.
No,
it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. I've kind of wanted to do a competition show something for a while. So
I'm not surprised.
I know.
Although I kind of thought you would like incorporate like slime or something like the old Nickelodeon shows, like, oh, you stink, you lost, here's the Slimer, you know.
I know, some sort of like a gross out challenge thing where you have to drink something awful if you lose, or, you know. Hey, and Mike is here.
We were just talking about you. Hey.
Yeah.
Hope you're still up for the handicap thing because we just told people you were coming. So.
And Liz says she can already hear Tabitha yelling at Neil to go faster.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering though, seriously, I'm curious about the times because that was in a minute and you know, it's got a lot of pressure and stuff. Like I wonder, like, I was a little slow. I do it English style and not continental. So I wonder though, once I get the rhythm of the bigger, like,
right.
I wonder if I'll like go faster than my time or if like how that's going to play out. It's just interesting. I hope I go faster.
We'll see.
I know. Yeah. He says he'll be there. Super.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. During this thing, all the super chats are going to go to Let Them Live. So we hope people are generous in that regard because, yeah, we all like babies. So that's cool. A lot of fun. So, yeah, that's what I got.
We do. We like babies. Making things for
we
babies.
Like Let Them Live. Oh, and coming up next week, we are going to talk to Emily from Let Them Live. So, oh wait, maybe it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. So that's fun too. It's gonna be excellent. She's gonna talk about it.
I definitely interview her and hear about her organization, which we all love. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely get your physical Let Them Live items in. Donations are of course also welcome.
Yes. And I got a question. We got a question on our last YouTube video, and it said, when can we donate? How long does this go for? The thing that Ann and I are running goes for the month of September. You can always contact Amy from Two Sisters and Some Yarn if you have items that you want to donate to her. There's never a time limit. There's never... Sorry, I just saw Mike's latest comment. Thank you, sir. Yes. But yeah, there's no time limit on the actual knitted items. You can send them to her whenever. She can always use stuff for the babies, for the families, for the moms. So yeah, join in. It'll be super great and fun. That's our big, fun, fabulous news. So what else you got going on, girl?
Well, other things I've been knitting lately, and besides this, can I say again that chunky yarn in itself is a challenge?
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of people really love chunky yarn, but like my knuckles were burning. Like I'm going to have to train up to it. But anyways, other things I've been working on. I have been working on my O-band sweater. Hang on. So it's like this kind of wacky tube top now. So yeah, in front of that, it's a sweater. And I've been working on the back.
Cool. So I can't see anything you froze, so I missed all of it, but I'm sure it's really pretty.
Just imagine it's great. Hang on.
I'm
It's
sure
better?
it's great.
Can you see it?
Nope, you're still frozen for me. I hope that you're not for everyone else.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Imagine it's amazing. It's burnt orange and cable all over and very 1940s.
What's black and white and red all over? Anne's sweater. What's burnt orange and cabled all over? That would be Anne's sweater. Okay.
Right. It reminds me of the old internet joke where, you see a guy screaming into his phone and he says, Instagram is down. Describe your lunch to me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you keep freezing. Can I tell you a little bit about my weekend, even though it has not a thing to do with knitting? Well, actually, it kind of does. So this thing right here is a slipper that I started knitting because my husband said that his feet were sore. And so I made the size that was supposed to be for his foot size. And as you can see, it is this big. It's as big as my hand. So I guess one of my kids is going to get some knitted slippers. Because unless this stretches like oodles, it's not a thing. But I was doing this on the weekend. And then, so we go to this place called Herkimer. It's several hours away, but we like it. And they have a diamond mine there where you can get quartz crystals. They're different than other kinds of quartz, and it's the only place that has them. And so I want to show you guys this because it's really cool. My husband found this today. So this is a rock with the crystals in it. And if you can see, there's one here, and then there are several crystals here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there we go. Got my laying better. And then there's a bunch of them here. And there's a bunch of them in the bottom here. And it is just the coolest thing ever. This is like probably the best rock he's ever found. So that was a lot of fun. And
like better than Charlie Brown's I Got a Rock. And you're like, no, I got a rock. It's a really good one.
Well, the thing is that they're actually worth more if you can keep them in the rock. So like if you pop it out, it might be worth like $20. All of these in the rock together, it's probably worth like $300. So, it's pretty cool. So that's what we did. And we were camping and it was lovely. And I'm really, really, really happy that I'm going to sleep in my bed tonight. Like so much. I can't even tell you.
I can't even tell you how glad I
can't tell you how much I like my house. I love going away, but I'm done. So
awesome.
What else have you got going on?
Well, I don't know. Am I unfrozen is the question.
You're a bunch of pixels. And
okay, so never mind.
But I can hear you.
All right. Never mind then, because otherwise I was going to trash on my sweater again. No, and I was also going to laugh with you saying making your hat over and over and over and over again. And you're like, oh, and you would have finished it. It's like, yeah, I did, because I made another one of those razor fist hats, and I didn't like the second one either. Which really tipped me off. Okay? I can't tell you how upset I am that this is an obnoxious logo to make. And yeah, it's like my 5th time making it at least, and screw it. So anyways.
Well, you know why I had to make this hat so many times? This is why, right? This part here, where these cables start, I kept making the space between where the ribbing stopped and the cable started too long. And so it looked stupid every time. But I'm going to see if I can salvage any of my other projects. We'll see.
Okay.
Because I don't like to rip things out and I don't like to redo them. So it kind of depends on how it goes.
I get it. Well, I think the cables are lovely.
They are now because I had to make 3 of them to get them right. No, but so listen, we went camping, right? And Thursday night, right before like we're getting ready to go, our brand new couch came in. And so my husband had to run and pick it up and bring it home. And then when we got home today, we had to unpack the couch, put it together, carry it up the stairs. And guess what? It has no arms.
Oh.
Nobody ordered us arms for our couch. So I had to spend like an hour on the phone being like, I need arms for my couch. And then guess what? We won't get them for 6 weeks.
Oh, great.
So now we have our brand new couch with no arms. And I'm like, on the phone, they're like, I'm sorry, what? And I'm like, no, it has no arms. It's just a couch frame. It was very, I mean, it's funny now. I was really annoyed earlier, but I tried not to be. It wasn't their fault. I mean, it could have been, but I don't think it was. So, anyway, it's just been a long weekend, as I said. Because
I feel like there should be a good like joke run up to that. Like, what do you call a couch with no arms? You know, and like, what do you call a guy with no arms, no legs that lays in front of your door? Matt. Like, there should be some kind of a like
you're right.
punchline with a couch with no arms. You know.
My husband taught one of our kids all of those jokes, and once in a while they just pull it out and they'll tell like a random like, what do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in your pool? And it's really funny coming from them because I don't know, it just is. Yeah, but what do you call a couch with no arms? It's not cozy, that's what I know. There's no place to like. I like to lean in the corner and knit. I cannot lean and knit, which I find super unhappy. It's unsatisfying. Don't like it. So, anywho. So I suppose since we've talked nonsense for a while. Oh, is there more knitting? Have you got it all?
No, just the hat and the half blanket handicap that we're doing, and my sweater, which nobody can see. You just have to imagine.
Well, I don't know if other people can see it. I just can't see it. I can see it now in your hand. But oh, that's gone. Okay. So anyway.
Whatever. You'll see it next time.
Yeah. On Tuesday, we have Live from the Knitting Wars, and we have some people coming to talk nonsense before the debate. So that's going to be a good time. Make sure you guys check in.
What's the over-under if Kamala shows?
You think she's not going to show?
I hope she shows.
I didn't know that this was an option. Is this something people are talking about?
Well,
I've been off the grid for 3 days. I don't know what's happened in the past 3 days.
She's just been, pretty iffy.
Hey, Tabitha.
Hey.
She's been iffy because they've made it so she can't have her mic on, so she's not going to be able to go, I'm speaking, excuse me, I'm speaking. Punch her in the nose.
Yeah. My favorite thing, in this past week, it might be one of my favorite all-time Kamala Harris moments, was coming off the plane, has earbuds plugged into her phone, and then has her phone up to be like, oh, sorry, I can't hear you, to the press corps. I'm sorry, I'm listening to tunes and talking to my bestie. And then waves at the crowd that isn't there, out of frame, and then leaves.
Yeah. I heard a bunch of shit about her being terrified to talk to the press and pretending to be on the phone. That happened before I was gone, I guess, because I heard that one. But
I know. And it's the most pleasant, most compliant press corps you could possibly have. Like, they reported exactly what spices she bought while at some Spice Mart in Pittsburgh. Like, they were just, they were like ecstatic. And they didn't even say, so she bought some celery salt and some Cajun seasoning. They like listed the whole thing. They're like, she bought this brand and that brand and like the full fancy names. And you're like, nobody talks like that unless they're actively trying to sell something. So what are you talking about?
Does anybody actually give a shit is my question.
Does anybody believe she cooks?
I don't know.
At
Tim
all.
Walz had the comment about white guy tacos, right? Like just meat and cheese. Come to find out, he won some sort of like chili cook-off with his atomic chili. They're all just full of shit. Full of shit. So anyway. Well, that's nice. I can't stand her. I think most people can't stand her, and I'm still annoyed with people who, oh, I'm voting for her because she's not Trump. Still not valid.
Also, not to make.
Oh, I didn't hear this one, but hey, Elton
Yeah.
John and The Rock said good things about Trump in current interviews. Interesting.
Right. Elton John, somebody asked him about the Rocket Man comment with Kim Jong-un, and he said he just thought it was funny. And Elton John has always been. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
No, Elton John has always been generally like cordial to conservatives. So I mean, he's a lefty, but like he sang at Rush Limbaugh's wedding. So like he's
That's
not
cool.
not like totally against people.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think that there is a different people like Elton John in that era. I think that there are different kinds of liberals or lefties because like they wanted things like equality for them to marry who they wanted and things like that. They didn't necessarily want like all of this like socialized everything. It's that whole the party has left I mean, I'm not saying that that's what happened to him, but I think that the older Democrats tend to be more on that page in general.
right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I would say that, and okay, there have always been rabid lefties who hate your guts.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the time. And the whole I mean, our show is Politically Incorrect Knitters, and politically incorrect is a slightly older term for woke. It's more of a 90s term. Like it comes into our era, but it's a little bit of that it used to be, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't very politically correct of me. And now again, it'd be like, oh, well, I think people would say sorry for not being very woke now, unless you were in a real lefty circle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a change of language down the line.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's some people saying, you know, if things were cordial like they were in like Buckley's day, and I'm like, oh, they were always rabid commies. Don't worry. And Buckley was hated for, you know, as nice and intellectual as he was.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways.
I wanted to tell you, I was driving for several hours this afternoon, and I finally saw my very first Harris bumper sticker out in the wild. And the woman driving the car was probably late 50s, early 60s with the short gray hair, and she looked exactly as you would imagine a Kamala supporter would look. And so once I saw her, I was not surprised, but I was passing her and I had to take a little peek because I couldn't not. I had to know. I had to know who was driving that vehicle. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Things were not that cordial in the 90s. I don't know. Maybe they weren't, but I just don't remember it being the way it is now. They've been playing Harris ads during the NFL. Super. My mother-in-law told me we get a lot of like Harris ads and crap on our show. And I said, good, they're wasting their money on people that don't like her. It's perfect. If you're going to have an ad, at least it's not going to somebody who's going to be swayed. So
right.
I guess that's the thing. But
we do not endorse Kamala Harris for president. And also we would like to question whether or not anybody who sleeps their way to promotion actually cooks. I'm just saying. I'm just asking questions.
I've never thought of it that way, but okay. I mean, I saw some terrible things about her this weekend. It had to do with her knee pads. She must have brushed them off. I don't remember what it was in reference to, but it was funny. Anywho, we're not going to be petty and rude.
No, we're going to try
We're
to be
going to
respectful.
save that for later.
We're going to save that for a different day, maybe in our pre-debate show.
Yes.
Speaking of things you were not allowed to say.
Oh
yeah.
What?
I got to read this one because I wrote it down. This is from Australia, which we know is always a happy and open-minded place.
Well, I was informed that I was wrong about the social credit score thing, and I asked the person who told me I was wrong to give me information, and they never responded. So, just interesting.
Well, bummer. Mm-hmm. I mean, not bummer. Yay for Australia. But so former policeman, former leader of the loyal opposition, Mr. Peter Dutton on Sky News, said that if you know somebody in your friend group or family group whose behavior or thought has changed radically against the government, that you need to report them to ASIO, which is Australian intelligence, or the Australian police. So that's if your views have changed radically, you ought to be reported. Not your actions, not your, hey, you know what? I think the Australian government has been full of it the last year, and I'm upset that even if this is a friend or family member, you should report them to the government.
I find that to be completely fucked up.
Yeah. Well, in England this past week, a woman had been reported to the police for having a replica Crusader helmet and sword, that was considered to be far right.
Having a replica is considered far right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Having a historical replica of the country that you are currently abiding in, their history.
Right. And
for being
and there's
a
big
lot old nerd, as we say.
Or in a country where there's a lot of, like, genealogy and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Like, you may know that you had a crusader. I don't know how far back that shit goes, but yeah, so that's far right now.
Yeah, that's, I mean, disturbing. It would be what, 900 years ago, roughly 1,000 years ago.
Okay, that's pretty far. I don't know. Some people know stuff though. I don't. Yeah.
I mean, also, you might have had an actual Crusader helmet. That's not impossible either. But even so.
Yeah. But, well, that's nice.
I saw Carl Benjamin on Twitter saying that, he is clearly lacking in his duties, that he should go out and get himself a Crusader helmet. And so should we all.
I wouldn't know where to get one or what to do with it once I obtained it. So I don't know if we all should, but I mean, if you're so inclined. And
just remember the real, with the quality medieval helmet replicas, don't let kids put them on because they're really heavy and it could like mess up their neck. That's my
advice. That's good to know.
Kids will want to, they'll see that thing, want to put them on, but don't let them. Just know that neck support.
Out of all the people I have ever met in my whole life, you're the only one I know that's like, oh, hey, by the way, when you get your replica helmet, don't put it. Why do you know that? Yes. Don't ask me how I know. Oh, you can get all kinds of replica stuff online. Don't ask me how I know. But and of course you know this.
Yeah.
I would be disappointed if you didn't.
Because my family was SEA people. Come on, we know this stuff.
You were what?
SEA people.
I don't know what that is.
Society for Creative Anachronism. They're the medieval nerds.
Of course, you guys are medieval nerds. I didn't know that, but still. You're my favorite.
It's good to know this stuff. It's good to have hobbies. Useful hobbies where you make things. Like knitting. Or metalwork.
I feel like I just discovered. I think this might be another one of Infinity's
Steve
pots, and it
knows
was
that too. I'm
what?
sorry. See,
All right.
I'm
That's
not familiar
interesting.
with the HEA acronym, but I mean, as she says, they're Germans. I don't know what that stands for. But yeah. Why can't I hit the button now? Liz, your comment is stuck.
Want me to do it?
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my computer. There we go. Thank you. I was struggling.
Yeah, that's okay. I just found another infinity pot up on my shelf right here, and I didn't even know I put it there. Don't you hate when you do something like that? Anyway. Okay. So, Kamala may or may not show up for the whatchamacallit.
I mean, it'd be awfully embarrassing if she didn't show up, but also, what about her campaign thus far has not been awfully embarrassing?
True story.
She did bring her vice president along for an interview and also had her vice president interview her.
Yeah, that out of everything that's happened, that was really the worst that's happened so far. Because, yeah, no.
Can you imagine if Trump had Vance interview him? Just the storm.
My God, they would never let it go. It would just be all anybody talked about because it was so cringe. They're still talking about Stolen Valor Waltz. I don't know how you guys feel about Megyn Kelly, but she, I think about a week ago, had a panel of veterans. I think 2 were in with Walls and 2 were like in the National Guard who knew him. And it was very interesting listening to those guys talk about him and his service. So just FYI, if you're interested.
I like Megyn Kelly.
Because he's a piece of trash. What'd you say about her?
Oh, yeah. No, I like Megyn Kelly. Though I admit I generally only listen to her show if there's like a specific guest on. But.
Yeah. After the assassination attempt, I started listening to her more, and I listened to Bongino every single day. So, you know, it's just one of those things. Except that I didn't listen to him this weekend because I was busy. I couldn't go around with my headphones on pretending I was on a call because I was out camping with the family. And they would have called me out on my bullshit and wouldn't have just let me go by. Like the press corps did. Oh my God. So anyway. I hate these people so much. Like the whole nonsense. It's like, oh, nothing to see here. It's all fine. No big deal. Whatever. So, yes.
I don't know. Also in Nothing to See Here, we have Venezuelan. This is a little slightly old news, but very important. The Venezuelans who are taking over apartment complexes in Colorado, which happens to be not close to our border. Like, not at all. Not even next door. They've taken over apartment complexes and they've kicked out the apartment complex managers and they're going around hassling everybody for rent directly.
Wow. For real?
Yeah.
I knew that they did the apartment thing, but I didn't hear that part of it.
No, it's the I am the captain now, and you pay your protection money directly.
Yeah. But there's like nothing, like you said, nothing to see here. It's all fine. I saw a lady at a town hall. I think it was Springfield, Ohio, and she was talking about the fact that her and her husband have immigrants squatting on their front lawn, and that they cannot even like go out in their yard, and they're trying to attack them. And she was crying, begging them, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, it's out of control, and we need something to be done. This whole act, so everything's fine, they're
Yeah.
fine. No.
And it's also it's it's gutless that nothing's been done, but it's heartless for the people actually on the street living with it. It's there's always, happy elite land where you can happy elite in your nice little community, and then you can jet off to somewhere else. But down here on the ground, you can't. You have a house. If the police don't come, who are you going to call? Who are you going to call to get people off your property, potentially violent people off your property who refuse to move? Yeah. And Tara says that they're hunting pet cats and Canadian geese. If Americans were to hunt Canadian geese, which are like an infectious species, we would get in trouble for that. We're not allowed. They're protected for who knows why.
Really? They multiply like freaking rabbits. There's like 1,000 of them on my shore of the lake I live on.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to hunt them. Like, I don't think unless I could be wrong, but there would definitely at least be a season and a hunting license for them if you could hunt them. But
obviously, because we are good United States citizens, so therefore everything we do is fucking regulated. Unlike these people who just do whatever the hell they want to, nobody says anything to them.
Right, and that's not like to pro, paper stamp regulate everybody, but like you said, it's the two-tier policing, as they say. Or like, I'm sorry.
It's the fact that these gang members have guns, but I can't get one because I would have to spend hundreds of dollars and fill out a permit and get fingerprinted, whereas they can just do whatever they want to. That's the difference.
If you owned an apartment complex and then extorted all the people for money, and then, are these gang members going to pay the property taxes? Really think that's going to happen? If you, again, and not just that they had stolen the property to begin with, which is kind of thing one in that whole list of terrible things. But yeah, well, Christina says Migratory Bird Act makes it a federal offense for some.
Yeah, just for the people that are kind of bad about doing it, not all of them. Like,
yep.
And the actual F-man.
And also, hunting pet cats, animal cruelty. We got,
Oh, good point. I would get in trouble if I killed my neighbor's cat. Because you're right.
And
I wonder what PETA says about it. PETA doesn't like it if you do anything. So,
yeah. All those people ragging on Kristi Noem for killing her own dog. Little mom about the cat thing.
Tara says there's quite a few Canadian geese that don't migrate. I think most of them just live here now. I don't think any of them migrate from here, at least.
The first and worst immigrants. They don't come here to work. They just leave poop everywhere. Sorry.
Everywhere. This is most definitely the ugliest slipper that I have ever made. This is what I get for making a Lion Brand yarn product.
I don't understand where your toes are supposed to go.
They go here in the front. They're shaping. Let's see if I can get this on my foot.
Ooh,
I can. It's going to be wearing this ugly slipper. It's a slipper.
What?
It's super ugly. Oh, I just wasted half a skein of yarn in my life doing that. All right. Anyway.
Making some
Hmm?
making some no shaping Smurf slippers.
No, there was shaping in them.
Well, they're shaping in that you actually knit the shaping, but they don't look very shapely, I guess.
Because Lion Brand is trash. There you go. There's the toes right there. See it? Probably one of the ugliest things I've made in a very long time. So I got that going for me.
Well, I have to admit, even though Lion Brand is no fan of conservatives, that the blanket I made was Lion Brand from Joanne, who also suck. But because I needed some super bulky, in town.
Yeah. I mean, my blanket's probably going to be made from Lion Brand because I think I have the number of skeins you said I needed in my stash in one color. Because I actually like bulky yarn. So
You rock.
we'll see what I got. I'm not sure. So anyway.
Yeah. Tara says the geese should also be deported. I agree. Also, Siberian Huskies. They should all go back to Siberia.
Anne really is not a fan of Huskies, in case anybody wanted to know.
Not. I am just a little bit dog racist. And they're like, oh, you hate pit bulls. I'm like, you know what? Pit bulls, take them or leave them. Definitely for putting a violent dog down. I agree. Huskies are just the worst on a personality basis, though. Not on a violence basis. I straight don't like them. Just saying.
That's nice. So I'm a cat person. I generally like all cats because they're cats and they don't really do a lot. And they're not that interested in people, and I'm okay with that. So,
and you're not that interested in people either. So it all works out.
I was explaining at co-op, one of the students was talking about their dogs and everybody else had cats. And I was like, I already raised kids. I don't want to go pick up like my cat goes in a box and we clean it periodically. I don't want to take a walk with my animal and then have to carry their poop around in a bag as I'm walking them. That just seems really unhappy to me. I don't want to do that. So that's what I know about it. I've already potty trained my kids, and having a dog is like having a 3-year-old forever. So that's all I know.
Well, I know that you said you didn't want to hang around long today.
Because when I'm doing this, I am literally getting in my bed. I already have my yoga pants on. So I'm sorry I don't know much news. We were just busy. Started our first day of co-op. It was fun. I got a whole slew of new knitters.
Nice.
There were 7 of them. I taught them how to make a slip knot. That was the first problem. And then I started teaching them how to cast on, which was painful. And when you're one adult and there are 7 kids trying to all learn the same thing, it's not as easy as one would think, but that's okay. I sent them a video and I said, practice. I don't want to see you back in class next week. If you didn't practice, I will know. So
good.
So that's my story about that. So. Hey. So I'm glad you like the stickers. I think everybody's gotten their stickers by now, mostly, right? So
I think so.
Very cool. Everybody liked them.
I'm glad. I'm glad everybody likes their stickers.
Yep. So I think that's about it for us, though, because I am going to bed.
Good plan, bro.
I love my family. I loved camping. I am going to bed.
All
But
right. Before we go,
Chicken Lady.
Chicken Lady. Mr. Chicken Lady is cranking out socks with the sock machine. So
I was doing a heart like I used to, and then I was like, wait, I don't think that's how they do it anymore. Sorry. Yes, Mr. Chicken Lady is making very nice socks. I have a pair
he
in for the
is.
tan. I think that we might even match because
I
we're
think
like
so
twins.
because I got mine after yours, and I may have got them to match. Just, but yes, this is in the politically incorrect knitters colorway. But you can get most of her yarns. Like you can get the Blues Brother yarn, which is a very dude color. If like many people, you're like, oh, I want some lovely hand knit socks, and also I have to make hand knit socks. No, you don't have to. Get some hand dyed
Hmm?
wool from Chicken Lady and order them up ready made. They're reasonably priced. The quality is excellent. There is a little line of thread run through it, so it's like extra durable, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Our promo code is eBluebird 20 PIK. Oh, and I forgot, very important. Her
Is it
no
about the Advent? Because I just remembered that too.
exactly. We share a brain cell. There's no place like home. Advent Christmas countdown yarn is that she sold out of fingering, but she has DK. So if you want DK for that, you can go ahead and order that from her store. And it's like, yeah, you want DK.
I don't know what I would do with the whole Advent of fingering weight, but yeah. No.
Right.
Her Advents are so beautiful.
They are.
I use them for small projects, but some people make a whole thing out of one Advent, which is super cool too, but they're excellent.
I'm
They're very
excited. I
lovely,
mean,
always.
it's
And it's
you know,
Wizard
there's
of
no place.
Oz. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many colors. So many colors that could be involved. It's going to be cool, I hope. I know. Not I hope. I know. eBluebird 20 PIK for 20% off. I don't know if that applies to Advents. That might not. But the other stuff it does. And the socks. The socks are fabulous. And I like it how we said we're going to go, and now you're not pixelated anymore, and I can see you, and you're moving. Because
What?
why? Why not?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you can see me. Oh my gosh, I have a sweater.
Hold up your sweater. Quick.
Quick.
Anything else you want to show us? Quick, do it right now.
Like, I need to go. See, it's a sweater.
Oh,
Look at
that's
that.
pretty.
That it won't
Really
be
lovely.
halter top like because it'll have a back on it, which I'm currently
I mean,
knitting.
you could just make it a halter top and be done.
I saw a pattern for it was a halter top tank top with the sort of conjoined like you have in sports bras, the back.
Like a racer back?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was like a ribbed tank top thing, and I'm a little tempted. Though it's just gonna be me in my house with my hand knit thing. I ain't wearing that in public. But
You can wear it underneath like a shirt, like a flannel or something, so that
yeah,
it's.
that'd be nice. It's like those patterns. Sorry, I think I've said before, but my fascination with like in the 40s, there was hand knit skivvies. And I'm like fascinated by this. And hand knit tights. There's sweatpants. And like one
Mhm.
day the knitted sweatpants will be mine. And no one will want to hang around me because I'll be the weirdo who knitted their own sweatpants. But
Yeah.
you have to have aspirations.
Yeah. Somebody said that it's low cut. It's not really going to be low cut though. Your vest, right?
No,
It's going to have
because
ribbing on the edges, and it's supposed to be worn over something else. So
it's like gonna be like this. It's not gonna be like crazy.
yeah, and it's a vest. So like
It's the best.
in theory, there will be something else going on with it. I would
Yeah.
wear a white shirt with it. I'm a big fan of like the men's white shirt kind of style. So
Mhm. And this is some woolly
Tristan.
wool.
Hmm. Apparently,
So
you can make your own pajamas soon. because Tristan at Dragon Horde is going to be. I don't want to knit pajamas. Hi, I'm Hot Flash. I will just be sweating my ass off. But hey, for you guys who don't feel that way, go for it.
Sorry,
All that are always cold.
I'm just thinking of the one line from Monty Python's Holy Grail. It's like, oh, we're just young women who hang out in a castle all day by ourselves, making exciting under things. I'm sorry, I'm done now. It's like, yeah, I'm knitting my own PJs.
Dude, we need to figure out how to like do the thing where we watch a video together. Because I've been dying to watch Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail or whatever the hell it's called. And if we can do it with our followers, that would be fun.
That'd be a fun day.
I'll look into it. I don't know what we would have to do. But I've been dying to watch that movie. My dad was over the other day. I said, are my kids too young to watch it? He goes, yes.
Yeah.
Damn it. But I don't remember. I haven't seen it in like 20 years. So I just remember like, it's only a flesh wound and,
right.
Go away or I will taunt you a second time. I don't remember all of it. So, but I got to see it. We'll get on that.
Okay.
If I can figure out how to do it where we can do it as a group activity, I will let people know. That would be funny. So use the code Bluebird20 PIK for 20% off.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Join us in the Let Them Live knit along. Thank you all who donated to that, and also join us for our special challenge round of the half blanket handicap on September 28th. The evening of September 28th.
Yeah, I think it's starting like supper time, right? Didn't we say like 6 or something?
Yeah.
So 6
Final
my time, which is Eastern.
later, but yeah.
Yeah, but around that time is where we were going. So
right.
We'll figure it out. Hopefully we'll have some fun nonsense during the event to keep it interesting. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to us. We will see you guys soon.
All right.
All right. Tuesday. Tuesday, 6 Eastern, live from the Knitting Wars. We will be there. Be there, be square.
With Emily of Fiat Fibers. She is a great guest.
Yeah. Yes. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to talk about the debate. So we'll see whether or not it gets monetized. That'll be a fun surprise for all of us. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
All right, bye.